I don't need anybody else. When I think about you, I touch my voice box in order to communicate.
My goodness, Stephen Hawking's in the room.
Yes.
Would you mind explaining a brief history of time in maybe like a sentence? Because I couldn't get through 2 pages of that.
Shit is big, yo.
Oh, well, I'm afraid Stephen Hawking's going to have to go now on his helicopter wheelchair because it's time for Let's Drown Out and Gabriel needs to come back in.
Bye-bye.
Man, Stephen Hawking's a dick.
Yes, I'll have to repair that hole in the ceiling later. Hello, we're playing Aquanox 2, Revelation. Because,
A sequel to the thrilling must-have game Aquanox.
There are many tales of the land without sky, and it seemed to me as if my grandmother...
This intro goes on for fucking ages, by the way.
Okay, does it at least do a little bit better of a job of showing instead of telling?
Well, not really.
That's fantastic.
This was PC gaming in the
No, how old is this?
very early 2000s, I think.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of this. Completely.
Yeah, well, I knew its name, but I never really played it. But because I'd been given the random word boat, I didn't want to be too obvious and play something like Wind Waker, a game that I like and know I'm really familiar with. I thought, someone asked me why I introduced the word system, and when I could just, pick games that I know and like. But the thing is, I know so many games.
Constraints create creativity.
Yes, we've said that.
Yeah, that's the point.
And I just, we were running out of games we could just think of offhand, so I thought, let's take this opportunity to expand our horizons a bit.
A stimulus.
Yes.
Yeah, it does a body good.
So when my word was boat, my first thought was, hey, what's the German word for submarine?
Boot.
Unterseeboot, or U-boat.
I do love, the German word for boat is just undersea boat.
Submarine.
Yeah.
Yes, so I thought, let's think outside the box and do a game about sub-oceanic exploration.
I love horseshoe crabs.
So we're playing Aquanox. Set in the future, it's like a space sim except you're underwater.
Fucking delicious.
And there's this whole plot about crabs or something.
Yeah, horseshoe crab.
Yeah.
It's great because we need their blood. It's apparently based around, I think, cobalt, if memory serves. It's milky, kind of blue. It is how we, I think, test for bloodborne pathogens or something. We use it a lot, because it will go apeshit in the presence of any kind of infection. It's amazing. We can't sort of harass it out of them, and we need them alive. So we kind of alien abduct these things, drain them quietly, and then just put them back in the ocean. We don't we can't take all the blood out. We need them to keep going.
Okay.
So it's this regular thing. We fucking just take horseshoe crab and, quietly drain a little bit of blood out of them and then plonk them off back into the ocean.
Well, these are bad crabs, apparently.
Yeah. They look like the leeches from Resident Evil 0.
Well, I did watch this earlier, and the story is we're like some young guy whose father went off to become a undersea pirate or something.
Like in Sequest.
Undersea adventurer, and we were left with some kind of freight business with our grandma. And our grandma's dead, and now we're alone, and we're going to explore the seas in our family freighter thing.
Sequest fans are some of the rarest of sci-fi fans. If you find one of them, get your master ball out, because rare Farscape fans, fairly rare, but you will still see a fair few of them. Stargate's gotten way bigger than I ever thought it would be, but
that went on a curious path, didn't it?
Stargate.
Yeah.
It had some great episodes.
Starts with James Spader, ancient aliens in the film and stuff. Then it becomes like a military operation thing, going to different worlds. Then it went to space as well, didn't it? Then it became a space series.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I think the series evolved quite well. By the end of it, humans had, starships and shit. And they actually had kind of an Enterprise thing going with a dude with a captain and a chair and all that. And I kind of like that. There's probably purists out there who'll say that was when it started to suck. But I watched a lot of the Ori series, and I thought it was actually quite novel.
Dad's walking out on us.
Daddy, no!
We made a necklace out of Grandma's arms.
It's a great necklace. Makes me feel safe. Like I'm in Grandma's. Grandma's arms.
Okay, let's listen to his words so we can mock him for them.
Found a grave on the sea floor by following the tracks of an angel. That was her.
I can't hear him really.
He said something about following the tracks of angels. So I guess we're going into Bioshock territory as well.
Contracts were few and far.
Christ is actually a giant undersea organism, somewhat related to the orca.
Yeah. Or
Leviathan.
He's actually a cluster of sea slugs.
Have you, how far through, are you still reading Illuminatus?
Yeah, I've About 80% through, I'd say.
Alright, well yeah, you'll come across Leviathan then.
Yeah, some of the segments I'm just sort of glazing, my eyes sort of glaze over as I read them. But there's all sorts of underwater weirdness going on.
It's a book of a lot of weirdness. Honestly, my dream is for Illuminatus to be the next big show after Game of Thrones. That or Dune. I think Game of Thrones would be a good test concept. If you can do Game of Thrones, I think a Dune series would be really fucking nice.
I think Illuminatus might alienate the larger audience.
Yeah, I know. Like that's my far off fantasy.
I mean, it is like quite centered around sexuality in many ways, but hell, Game of Thrones has all that rape, I suppose.
Rape, incest, just tits out generally.
Thing is that Illuminatus sort of makes the point that, you know, sex isn't really a big deal.
Yeah.
There's one character rapes another character, but then they're just kind of mates after that. It's kind of weird. Both male, I should add.
Yeah.
For anyone accuses us of talking light about rape.
Only when it happens to men. That's
Yes,
the rule.
that diffuses everything when it's only about men, doesn't it?
The worst part is, I have that attitude toward myself, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, if I hurt myself or something, I just go get up and walk it off. And I usually do, and I'm okay. Like, if I was, you know, like, if something bad happened to me, I'd go, just, you know, you can deal with this.
That explains why you wanted to snuggle after I sodomized you.
Yeah.
Alright, game.
Hank bellows.
Yes, I see what you did there. We're below.
Below.
Also, if you take the S from Hank and put it on, put on the front of Hank, it becomes Shank, which is a kind of knot the sailors use.
Huh.
I think.
This is Captain Hank Bellows.
Yeah, blah 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 blah. Basically, this guy's being attacked, and he wants us to come and rescue him.
Okay.
We have to get out of our freighter and get in the scout ship and go off after his signal. But this, unfortunately, leaves the whole freighter unmanned. Maybe bear that in mind.
Okie dokie. I think, like, getting back to the intro and how long it went, and how I asked if it was, like, show not tell, I think that gets back to, you know, it's okay to have a long intro. That in and of itself I don't think is an issue. I think the big issue is when the long intro talks at you.
Well, that was pretty talky.
Yeah, well that's what I mean. Like that's a problem. That's the same thing with you know, the Metal Gear games, is a lot of the cinematics don't show, they just recite shit at you.
But what can any like work of media, visual media do except talk at?
Well, cutscenes, well, okay, it's like the difference between a character sitting there and saying that they're nervous, or a character sitting there and talking while their hand's holding a cup and shaking.
Well, it's still talking at, it's just showing rather than telling. Showing at.
Yes, that's the better way to do it. That's
well, you put the emphasis
on
on at rather than tell.
Hmm? No, well, when I said talking at, like...
Yes, you're putting the emphasis on at.
Yeah, but it's different to showing, like...
Yes.
Yeah, so when, you know, like,
So
it's not talking to us, like, it's sort of... Because it's okay to have dialogue, again, that explains, like, expository dialogue. That's not a bad thing, either. But there's a difference between expository dialogue that's, you know, maybe to another... that's intended for another character that makes more sense within the narrative structure of the game.
Shut up, you're waffling.
Oh, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Anyway, it took me ages to get these controls to a point where I liked them this morning.
So what are the controls?
Well, it's basically FPS controls, but
is it on rails?
this bit is.
Okay.
It's just introducing us to movement.
Can you touch those things? What's going to happen? Ooh, oh, you bumped into something.
Oh no.
I think the music's a little too rocky for what's going on.
Well, we're going to rescue someone. We're going to be the big hero.
Ah, cool, so you can just go, like, sort of, hop, like, helicopter up and down.
Yeah. You can
This
also,
kind of
like,
reminds me of Descent.
you can switch in the option menu. There's first-person shooter controls, which is these, or there's space simulator controls, which is more like, you know, a flight sim,
Yeah.
where you can just like pitch and yaw eternally and stuff. Just follow the mountain, have points, avoid the scrap. Ow! I took some scrap to the face.
Seconds. It was there on screen for quite a while too. Like, avoid the scrap.
I'm the worst undersea hero.
Oh, howling mad Murphy.
I'm presuming there's some kind of ecological catastrophe behind all this,
You mailbox head.
and everyone has to live at the bottom of the sea.
For anyone at home listening, this is my entire thing. This thing is going to be all SeaQuest and Sea Lab references.
For you see, darling, it's better where it is wetter. take it from me.
That lyric is just so much more horrible when you just say it. Song is you can kind of like, oh, music.
I think it gets even worse if you say it in a sort of Leslie Grantham voice.
Who's Leslie Grantham?
I've probably got that name wrong, you know, sort of, who am I thinking of?
Jesus?
Oh, sort of like, you know, the well, hello ladies sort of voice. There he is.
Is he shooting at you?
Yeah, it was a trick. It was a dastardly
fuck
trick.
you, Hank Bellows.
Dastardly trick on Hank Bellows' part.
You know I got guns on this thing too, Hank, you fucking tool. You're not the only one with guns.
Yeah. I got guns up the butt.
Yeah. Think I don't know what I'm doing? I've seen like almost every episode of Sequest. Shoot him, you're not shooting him.
I am shooting him.
Get close. I want to see Hank's stupid face after we crack his dumb little pod.
Hey, where are you going? Come back here, Hank Bellows.
Kill him. Kill him. No mercy. The sea does not forgive.
Oh, he pissed.
Exploding?
Oh, he pissed off.
Did he just go into hyperspace in the water?
I guess so. But now I feel like a tool. I think this is a good bit of interactive storytelling, actually, when I watch the intro. It's like, I don't think it is possible to kill him. He just sort of gets bored of you after a while. And then you feel like an absolute ponce.
What a weird interaction.
Oh, what a fool I am. I fell for it. I hope someone doesn't nick my freighter while I left it unmanned. Oh, someone's nicking my freighter, aren't they?
You guys are jerks.
Oh no, my freighter's being stolen by the Burger King Kids Club.
And Burger King.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Can you shoot the scrap?
Yeah,
Gun, gun,
I'm
gun,
not
gun,
sure
gun, gun, gun.
Not sure how it helps.
Oh, I might get it out of the way. Like I thought, you know.
Oh,
see?
yeah, you can destroy the scrap.
Yeah.
Well, it's hardly necessary.
Well, I mean, you bumped into some before, so that might...
Okay, apparently it is necessary. Because I'm such a crap out.
Such a crap DSV pilot.
Such a crap out that my freighter's being nicked.
There need to be some Abyss Easter eggs in here. You ever see Abyss?
Yeah, I'm terrible with names today. The James Cameron thing.
Yeah. The proper extended edition that doesn't like edit out all the really important... What the hell?
For some reason, I can't ascend at this height.
Okay.
I can go down, but I can't ascend from that height.
Huh. Alright, well that's the game being a dick and not you being a retard then.
Yes, I find that is frequently the case.
Yeah, Abyss. That's a great film. I like Abyss.
Yeah, James Cameron's into that, isn't he? Deep sea adventures.
Yeah. He
makes
credit where he's due. He put his money where his mouth is.
Well, I've heard that he mainly makes films these days to fund his incredibly expensive deep sea voyages.
Fair enough. It's interesting. Like I think it's valuable scientific work.
Yeah, it's
deep sea shit's weird.
It's one way to justify these things.
There's monsters and shit down there.
See, this is where it gets a little bit weird. I mean, the freighter's still here. They haven't wandered off with it.
They're still exploring. Like, hey, look at this.
Yeah, but yeah, the mission's complete. You just sort of go back inside it.
Do we kill people now?
No, that's the thing. You just go back inside. Some people have nicked it. They're all aboard. They've all like taken control, and they just let you go on, and they don't seem to care about you. Just go, oh, you're the old owner of this, are you? Fair enough.
That's odd.
Well, perhaps I should show rather than tell.
Yeah. Like, imagine if you came into your... Okay.
Excuse me.
What do you want, mate?
Some answers.
Wrong place, wrong time. Shove off.
I guess we're a young boy that no one takes seriously. And he's not even like...
Trying to threaten to kill him, or...?
No, he doesn't even consider it as a threat. He's just going, bugger off.
Okay.
And there's that cheerful-looking fellow.
It's Chris Tucker.
Yeah, I was just thinking he looked like the Fifth Element bloke.
Yeah, I think it was Chris Tucker. Yeah. That Fifth Element is the only appropriate casting of Chris Tucker I've ever seen. And yes, I'm aware that was meant to be Prince, but I honestly don't think Prince could have pulled it off. I don't think Prince would have had the fucking just energy that Chris Tucker brought to that.
He certainly brought energy to it.
That was... Come on. Ruby Rod, Fucking that. I think Fifth Element's one of my favorite sci-fi movies of all time. It's a fucking brilliant movie, and Ruby Rhod is a big and bizarre element of that.
Yeah, so we're just establishing here that these pirates have just... I mean, they seem affable enough, but they're just not going to give your ship back.
Yeah, imagine like if you came home and there were just other people in your house, and instead of like robbing the place, they were just your housemates now. Like, who are you? I'm Dave. I live in this room now.
Well, the analogy works better if our house was some kind of vehicle we only vaguely knew how to pilot, and the people who came in to steal it knew very well how to pilot it.
Don't you know how to pilot your house?
Sort of seems fair enough.
That's weird.
When you look at it that way.
It's kind of weird that you can't fly your house, Yahtzee. Everybody else can do that.
Dialogue, dialogue, dialogue. Yeah, we didn't even have a purpose in mind for this, Vader, so yeah,
okay.
Fair enough.
Well, you guys obviously seem to know what you're doing more than I do.
Now, the bridge has been highlighted again after we spoke to those people, and this bloke shows up.
I'm Sephiroth.
I'm Brandon Lee, I was going to say.
Oh, Brandon Lee. Bastard.
Why? No alternative. So, presumably they were all just swimming outside the freighter before they got there.
Yeah, you know, just happened to be paddling by. I don't know, maybe they have, like, special... Demand you do the rest of that in that voice. That made me giggle and I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh look, it's Japanese character. You can tell because they said ni hao. Like fucking Samurai from the Super Friends. Just replace every fourth word with the one from Japanese.
Alright, so basically you've been...
Come on, let's get back to the action. We've got a crew now, so
do we have a crew or does a crew have us?
Basically, yeah. We have now been bumped down to, you know, the new recruit of the crew.
That's great. Something about that just makes me giggle. I suppose maybe the underwater has like different rules.
Oh look, it's Animal from the Muppets.
Oh Jesus.
He's not that friendly because someone took his drum kit away.
Oh, that damn light. I have emotions.
Fuzzy head.
Huh. He looks not what I expected Fuzzy Head to look like.
He looks a bit like Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, he does. They all have things on their throats. What's with that?
I was wondering that just then. I mean, I thought for a while I was wearing some kind of necklace, but perhaps it's for breathing underwater. But then this whole room doesn't seem to be underwater.
Well, I don't think you can, like, human skin's not designed to be, like...
Breathing underwater.
I do, like, this is kind of neat, like, being able to kind of wander around, have some story and shit.
It's sort of like Mass Effect, but not...
Without walking.
Yeah, without walking. Right, now we can talk to him again, he gives us our next mission.
Click effect.
Now, let's just go kill things.
I need you to go get these rats out of my basement. That's a noble...
Well, basically, yeah. Oh, hang on. I remember this from one
Tornado Zone!
I haven't really played past the next mission. See, I do some fucking prep work, unlike my colleague.
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna start pre-recording my fucking games.
Yes, I mean, I asked before we recorded, do you want me to just play the games from now on? Because it seemed like you were rather resentful of doing so last time.
Well, okay. Metal Gear Solid 3 was like a perfect storm of issues. So I had greatly overestimated how well I remembered how to play that game.
So it seems like the main issue was you then.
Well, the second issue, which was a big issue, which was a you issue, is playing it in a tiny window on a screen about 2 meters away from my face, where I could literally not see.
Could always have moved the couch closer. Got a new couch now.
We do, it's so much more comfortable. Yahtzee had one of those, okay. Yahtzee has money and does these weird things where he doesn't spend any of it except on like ridiculous larks that his friends talk him into.
Yes, how this becomes relevant is that last week I have had money and a girlfriend. And my girlfriend sort of... And my girlfriend was the one who sort of poked me into buying some new furniture, because that's what they do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I knew for a while, of course I need new furniture, but sometimes you just need someone
Yeah, I've been
you.
telling him for ages, because he had this couch that was like his friend's couch from his last house that was like God knows how old. And it had done that thing where the kind of very back corner, like the bit where the sort of back angle and the flat angle of the chair have kind of collapsed back. So the couch ate your ass. Every time you sat down, it had vanished into this extremity, and it was a bastard to sit in, it was uncomfortable, and it was a dick to get out of.
I suppose I should have felt a bit silly when I asked my old housemate if he wanted the couch back, and he immediately said, no, it's your problem now.
Yeah, I don't... That's funny that you'd think that... that's just... Yeah, that's a...
So
Do you want this large piece of shit back?
So we went on a little bonding trip to the dump last weekend, Gabriel and I.
Dump runs are fun. IKEA's an interesting place. It's the first time I've ever been to an IKEA.
Really?
Yeah. It's kind of weird. Like, I like that there's absolutely zero localization, almost.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Like, everything's, it's kind of like going to, like, Chinatown, but Swedish. And there was a display in IKEA, which was just a robot bum whose destiny is to constantly sit on a chair over and over again until the end of time.
More combat.
Ooh, a Neo Yuppie.
We're killing these things to prove ourselves or something.
Well, they are Yuppies.
Yes.
Get him before he gentrifies the area.
Bastard.
Ah,
This'll teach you.
look at you. Fuck you.
We don't want your French-style coffee shops.
You're remodeling real estate and then jacking up the prices in
Ow,
places
that's a
people
wall.
can't afford.
That was a wall.
Yeah.
I strafed too far.
Get close. Yeah.
Yeah, you're on the
Is
run
he
now.
dying? I can't tell when you're actually hitting him or not. That's kind of not good for this.
Shield's in the bottom left.
When you're getting hit or when they're getting hit?
My shield's in the bottom
Oh, yeah,
left.
no, when they're hitting you, that I can fucking fathom. But I just, there's no little graphical pop when one of your bullets makes contact, which...
No, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
It's just, I just assume they are.
Yeah, I mean, you're obviously having an effect. Like, you've just killed one, but...
Yeah.
it kind of... It loses something when you can't see the little pops. Oh, wait, up there, there's up in the top left, there's a little thing.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I just noticed too. Oh, it's got speed and distance.
I'm the winner.
WinRAR is you!
I'm going to explore these ruins for a bit. Because the objectives keep saying stuff like, ooh, maybe there'll be some secret treasures if you hunt around, but I haven't found any yet.
It's just a lie. There's no Easter eggs in this at all. This does remind me of Descent, but
I'm
like
picturing an Easter
moist.
bunny wearing an aqua lung.
That would make a great Easter egg. I love gaming Easter eggs. What are some of your favorites?
I liked the one from Final Fight for the Amiga.
What was that?
Where
I never played the Amiga version. I had the SNES version, which is like sad.
Well, you press a key at a specific point in the intro sequence,
Yeah.
and then it cuts to the bit where it says "Turn on your TV," and it cuts to, instead of the TV of like the hostage taker, it's an image of the guy who localized the game for the Amiga, and he does this whole speech about saying, "Hey, this is my handsome face. Sorry, chicks, my diary's booked out," and then like a little pen draws a moustache and glasses on him.
Mad Gear.
Hey, there's a guy. I'm gonna try out my torpedo launcher.
Oh, rock and roll.
It missed.
Oh, okay. I think there might be a lock on. Like,
I did lock on.
I don't think that's what happened.
That's why there's a red thing around it.
Yeah, but that's around him just generally. Like, look, like move away. Yeah. Okay, wait. Like, hold it on him for a little longer.
Okay, doing that.
Okay. All right. I got no idea then. Oh, I don't think you're right.
Haha!
Oh yeah!
I feel powerful and dangerous.
Big man.
And wild.
Yeah.
Oh, but apparently we fight like an old man peas.
I just shot a fucking missile at a dude from a distance with no lock on, you fucking little peen.
I'm not sure what old men she's been hanging around.
Yeah.
They've probably
Like an old man who has rocket launchers strapped to him.
get in the way of their
That's
pit.
probably why we don't live on the surface anymore. There's just like old people with like, it started out as just kind of assistive technology, we gave them sort of better hips and reaching
Yeah.
claws, and then
get in the way of their piss, they'll knock a hole in you like a shotgun blast.
Yeah, then the technology started getting better and they grew stronger. Impossibly strong. Now old people roam the earth.
I guess our
Look at my underwater Cadillac.
open quotes friends are helping us now.
Are they?
Yeah, according to the dialogue.
Okay. That guy can't hit with missiles for shit. You suck, Gorgon.
Well, we talk shit, but we wasted one. And we only had two.
One. Yeah. We have a 50% hit rate. That guy didn't hit you with 1, and he shot like 7.
My shields aren't looking too good.
Is there any way to like boost them?
Not presently. I think you can get repair modules, but I have none at present.
Okay, is this one of those games where your assistant characters will actually assist, or do they just sort of dither around?
Well, they seem to be getting in the way a lot.
Okay, they must have been doing some damage to him then.
Any more? Guess not.
I wonder if there's a way to do that in some games, like just go through as a pacifist. Like if you could do one of the Modern Warfares without actually shooting anybody. I mean, I know they kind of force you at points, but...
Well, not Modern Warfare. I suppose unless... well, maybe you could, actually. I mean, most of that game is just pushing forward to the next point of no return, isn't it? Like most linear games these days. You could
Rail shooter with wider rails.
You could just avoid the enemies, stab them up if they get too close.
Hide and cry. Someone should do that. Actually, yeah, I demand somebody do that now, because somebody played through and beat Dark Souls using a Guitar Hero controller.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's fucking insane.
I imagine it wouldn't be too hard once you got used to it.
Okay, did you see what the controls he had available to him were?
Well, presumably he had the strum bar and the 5 buttons.
No, but you know how, like, what he was actually capable of doing in the game. He could go left, couldn't go right. Okay. Could only rotate the camera one direction, only had light attacks and parry, and he beat the fucking game. That is insane.
Yes, but how long did it take him?
It doesn't matter, dude. That's mental. Like, that is an insane thing to do.
Yeah, but
like,
even if you had the hardest control method in the world, given infinite time, of course you're going to get through the game.
Well, yeah, but, you know...
I mean, if he did it in like...
He managed to accomplish that in the time between Dark Souls was released and today, which is not a long period of time.
I once saw a guy playing all 4 instruments in Rock Band. There are a lot of freaks in the world.
Yeah, it's just... What's the limit to you between a legitimate challenge and just playing silly buggers? Because for me, this is just playing silly buggers. Like, that's like me saying I beat Sonic the Hedgehog with 2 actual hedgehogs in my undies. Like, you're not... You know, like, I don't think it's a reasonable addition to the game difficulty.
It's like all those Guinness Book of Records things where the person who put the most electric eels in his eyelids. I'm pretty sure he's the only guy who's ever tried putting electric eels in his eyelids.
Like, I don't think... Like, here's another one. Who wants to set a world record with me of, like, most Dark Souls beaten while I whack at your unprotected scrotum with a towel? Like,
now, who'd like to join my world record attempt for most cream eggs eaten in one sitting?
Oh, I want to see you do that. I'm going to look that up, actually. I'm going to see, because I guarantee you there's some motherfucker already had a shot at that.
Can I liquidize them all into a smoothie first?
That'd be great.
Mission's complete. I'm just like seeing if there's any stuff to pick up.
Cream... Alright.
I found a tank.
Holy crap, like Google immediately suggested that. Most cream eggs eaten in 1 minute, Guinness World Records. This is a thing.
I think there's something for every food stuff.
This is fucking depressing.
Do they have most hamburgers?
I almost insist that you do this.
So what is the... So how many cream eggs in a minute are we talking about here?
I want to see this now.
You know, I've seen competitive eaters and they're not necessarily fat.
No, it's
all about, you know, being able, just having like retention and stuff.
6.
6 in 1 minute?
6 in a minute.
I reckon I could do better than that.
I taste new video. This is gonna be marvelous.
Can you liquidize them? Did they say?
I don't think so. I think by the appearance of all these videos, they have to be whole eggs. But I mean, fourth place at the moment.
It's probably going to be like the dry crackers thing. It's probably a lot harder than I think.
Well, I mean, those things are god awfully sweet, man. Like,
well, they are quite glurgy, aren't they?
I need to see this happen. We need to do this.
A bit cloying.
We can go to the 7-Eleven and we can make this... it's not Easter. Shit.
No, they're not selling Easter eggs.
Damn you, fucking Cadbury.
I think they sell them briefly for Halloween in some places. They sell spooky eggs.
Yeah, you know, Halloween eggs. Fuck you, eat it, you fat shit.
Let's see.
I reckon you can do 7. You're tall, and you have a lot of space in you, and I think you have a big mouth cavity, and you fucking love sweets. Yeah.
Yes, big
like
old
a
mouth
fucking
me.
python. And yeah, I mean, I reckon you can manage that. I think we've got this.
What's this? Why is this?
Peter
rock
Zawinski
structure?
is the current holder, and
These rock structures are all. I think for it to go in the Guinness World Record, you have to have like an adjudicator on hand.
Well, it's kind of like a semi-official thing on their website where you have to have like a clock counter, you have to be recording. Like there's a few little details on the thing I was just looking at. But you don't need people there apparently. You can just
Okay.
we can just do this. We can make this happen.
Can you just film it or something?
Yeah. That's what was happening. That's what I said. You just have to film it with you, like with a counter, and like you have to have like a.
I think that video would probably be incredibly revolting to watch.
Internet gold. What part of like you've been on the internet? How do you not know that everyone would want to see that?
There's something about gorging that really turns my stomach when I see it.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the French movie Le Grand Bouffe?
Can't say I have, but I can tell you what it means.
Oh, what
it
does it
means? The big beef.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's probably what I might be pronouncing it incorrectly. A friend of mine did try to teach me French pronunciation once, and then he gave up.
I don't understand this. I'm going to destroy it.
We destroy what we don't understand. Yeah, it's about a bunch of French guys who try to drink, whore, and eat themselves to death, and that's actually a lot harder than it looks.
Okay, I suppose we should go to the next mission then.
Oh, yes. Yahtzee Croshaw eats 7. That's a hashtag. Yahtzee Croshaw eats 7. This is a thing. We can make this.
Yahtzee Croshaw.
Yahtzee Croshaw eats 7.
Well, anyway.
I have to think of something for me to do.
Oh, cool. We won some armor. We got some... See, accomplished bonus targets.
Booty!
But where was the booty?
I don't know.
Where was the booty?
Booty list.
I don't claim it.
Yeah, it's funny because it also means butts.
Bootylicious.
Bootylicious.
Right. Now let's reap praise from that very gruff man who looks like Captain Haddock.
Please love me, not daddy.
Hey, you just earned another day in your rotten life, Willie.
Well, that's something, I suppose.
Atlantic Federation ships are too fast for their own maneuverability.
I did not notice that.
Look how cowed we are. We're already calling him Skipper.
Runs off on his own, and it's always a disaster.
Okay, person now in charge of the boat that used to be mine.
Okay, please don't kill me. What do you want me to do, Master?
Do you love me, daddy? Tell me you love me.
Would you like to do my virginal butthole?
I like how I'm going for a paternal relationship, and you just leap immediately toward like buggery. That reminds me of Captain Pugwash, how like every fucking character was named after masturbation or sodomy. And
that's urban legend.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like Pugwash, I know Pugwash is one, and there was Master Bates.
Was there actually a Master Bates?
I'll look it up.
I'd actually seen the show. I remember hearing that this was like.
Well, I used to watch it as a kid. Okay, I'm just gonna look up Captain Pugwash pedophile because that's one of the ones I heard and probably the least likely to be true. So if Captain Pugwash is a pedophile, then the other ones are definitely real.
Okay.
Just don't type in Rule 34 after this and you're fine.
Well, Benicio del Toro is selling us some things. Shut up.
Alright, Google, what does this return?
Okay, what we got? Let's auto-equip again. Equip special items manually, they said.
Huh. That's a good thing.
Ceramic armor. What does that do then? Increases kinetic armor by 1,000. Well,
Protects you from urine stains.
I'll have that. Don't know what that does. Small block. Reloads energy depending weapon systems.
Yeah. Well, that's what it does then.
Huh. Does my energy run out?
We're just learning, like...
Okay, 2 torpedoes. Can we buy more, do you think?
Go for it.
Oh, I got a Vendetta and a Vendetta Sniper. Which does a bit more damage, but has a bit more reload time. Yep, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, we're heading into the unknown now.
Ah, sweet, delicious unknown. Oh, you can get different ships.
Whoa.
Salty dog.
The salty dog.
That's what I call my penis.
Yes, I had a feeling we were going somewhere in that direction.
Oh, fuck it. If you can make a reference to a cabin boy being molested, I can reference my genitalia.
I didn't say anything about... Oh, yeah, I did. I thought we were talking about Captain Pugwash's cabin boy. You were the one who brought up that pedophilia thing.
Captain Buggery stuff. Mei Ling.
Was fun,
See, that's just saying that she might ling at some point.
Waifu!
Yep. Hey, she's got a nicer choker than me.
There'll be a fan of this somewhere in the comments who'll explain, like, the rich history of the technology.
This love interest thing's moving pretty fast for my liking.
Why don't we just call that what it is? A sex interest. That's okay. It's okay to have characters that are your sex interest.
How does she know I'm not gay? Maybe I'm all over Stoney's cheeky ass.
Fuck Stoney, man. Animals where it's at. I mean, you know, he's dark and reticent, but, yeah, you can, you know...
Or this mysterious Irish beauty.
Bravery, yet also wanderlust. Beware.
Yeah, I think you're misinterpreting the kind of lust you're seeing in there, baby.
Just good old-fashioned regular lust.
Yes.
Horny lust. Just rub it and see what happens. Come on.
Let's see if Angelina can make me jolly.
Angelina.
Well, I'm just...
Take out your concertina and play. No.
Well, we've descended to innuendo, so let's talk about something in the gaming news.
Harry Belafonte.
Tokyo Games Show has been on recently.
Oh, I completely not noticed that.
Yep.
I should probably brush up a little on that when I get done. Yeah, see, if I was gay, Animal would be what I'd go for. Some angsty rough trade.
He's well scrubbed for someone
bugger.
hanging out in the trash compactor.
Alright, so what's been happening at, well, wait, was it Tokyo Game Show?
Yes,
Okay.
well, there was a new teaser video for Silent Hills game.
Yeah, we watched that.
All pre-rendered, of course, so it doesn't mean shit.
I think pre-rendered can be a good proof of tone or concept, or like indication of tone or concept.
Well, you say that.
Well, yeah, but that, I mean, like, take the Dead Rising one, for instance.
Dead
Island. Whatever. The Dead Island one, like, the tone and the mood and the sort of gameplay style implied by the pre-rendered, like, cutscene that we all really enjoyed.
I suspect this guy's my dad. Because
Okay.
throughout the game, there were people saying, yes, NAS was saying that we want to capture this specific freighter.
He looks the same age, almost, but with, like, just eyebrow wrinkles. That looks like a kid wearing old makeup.
He's got grey hair.
Yeah, but not like grey hair. He's got, like, I bought this off of a shelf grey hair. You don't understand.
They made a big thing about how our
Gothic.
dad went off to become an adventurer and disappeared.
Huh.
Hey, if this
He doesn't
guy's-
look old. Like, he looks like a kid with...
Well, wait, if this guy's last name is Drake, that would make him Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
Huh.
Da-da-da-da-da.
He's a cold-hearted Drake.
So yeah, like, I don't mind pre-rendered cutscenes as an indication of tone of game, and that was where the fucking Dead Island one fell apart, was the tone of the pre-rendered trailer that they released that was really good was completely different to the fucking game.
Blistering barnacles.
But, I think the Silent Hill one, probably milked it. I mean, I know you think it went a little bit too far sometimes.
I think it was overdoing things.
Yeah, I
a bit.
mean, I think when the millipedes, like, go watch it if you haven't seen it, obviously, but when the millipedes started coming out of the face, that was really cool. When they came out of the wall, that was a bit overdoing it. I didn't mind the big thing chasing you down the hallway, because I think by that point it was later in the trailer. I think, you know, it's okay to have kind of a big thing occurring in the trailer.
I think when you look at the quote attributed to Hideo Kojima here, where he said, originally we were thinking of making a game that would make you pee your pants, but now we're aiming for a game that will make you shit your pants.
Those aren't...
I think he's approaching this with a very, what I'd describe as a Hideo Kojima-y attitude.
Yeah, we're just more equals.
Just more, too much. I mean, as you are well aware, Silent Hill 2 is my favourite horror game ever. I wouldn't say it made me shit my pants.
I like a horror. I like horror that makes me afraid of perfectly normal situations long after I've watched it.
I mean, if you
know, when you get home from the cinema and you're just by yourself in a kitchen and the lights aren't on and you hear a noise. Like, that to me is...
Hey, we're picking up Mega Neko signals.
What's Mega Neko?
It's a Japanese word for, like, nerdy hot girl with glasses.
Ah, okay.
I think.
Weeaboo. Sorry, I coughed while I was calling you a weeaboo.
Well, I once found an article that with which one can familiarise oneself with all the different names for girl types the Japanese have, like the tsundere.
They have developed a fascinating taxonomy of females.
Yeah, it's weird that.
Someone's gonna do it.
I mean,
do they have one for guys? I'm curious now. Like, what am I in the dude? There has to be. There's got to be a dude
Possibly.
fucking taxonomy. All right. Chime in on Twitter. What part of the fucking, anime boy thing are me and Yahtzee?
Hikikomori, I think.
No, I know the Hikikomori. I know, Hikikomori.
Otaku?
I mean, you aren't what I'd call, you aren't, a fanatic about any one thing.
Well, no.
You don't have a fucking Japanese body pillow.
I have to I have to play a new game every week. I do love Silent Hill 2.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't have Silent Hill 2 shit all over the house.
One of the points about Silent Hill 2 I like to repeat a lot is that Silent Hill 2 has no jump scares. Well, it's got one, but you have to go looking for it. It's an optional jump scare. But,
I don't mind jump scares provided they're built too.
Well, this is the problem. I mean, jump scares are the terrain of things like your Paranormal Activity films, or the recently stuff like Five Nights at Freddy's, where it's all build up, cocktease, oh, jump out. I mean, the PT playable teaser did that as well. And Red Letter Media did a video about one of the Paranormal Activity films, and they made the point that everyone's tense while the pacing's happening, but then there's the payoff, jump, and then everyone just relaxes and then stops watching the film and starts chatting.
Yeah, there's the issue, is once you've done your payoff,
it's a pure...
where do you go after that?
It's a pure adrenaline experience, but it doesn't stay. It doesn't stay with you. It's like mustard over capsaicin. Mustard is hot and spicy while it's on your tongue, but you swallow it and it goes away. Your capsaicin-based spice stays around for a while.
It stays in you. It burns going out.
That's what Silent Hill 2 does. It bypassed all my shitting myself and pissing myself instincts, but it lodged inside my head instead.
Yeah,
and that's the kind of horror I like.
Yeah, something that makes you fucking afraid of standard situations when you're by yourself much after you've fucking, experienced it.
And all I'm seeing of PT, in both playable teaser and the non-playable kind, is just, going straight to the emotional responses.
Do you think that, because personally I think video games, because, the point of video game is, to control. Yes. And taking power away from you to make your character die, or to make you a victim of a circumstance in a video game feels like punishment. So do you think that video games might be better suited toward the kind of slow burn, not jump, because it's the kind of scare that can work within the gameplay structure?
Well, I have often said that video games may well be the best possible medium for horror, because of the whole player-protagonist connection that automatically gets you immersed and invested in staying alive.
Like, what about things like, it's on the PC and you gotta hide from the Lovecraftian monsters. All I can hear in my head is a machine for pigs, but I know that's the subtitle.
Amnesia?
Amnesia, there we go. For some reason my brain was saying Abyss again. Amnesia, how'd you feel about Amnesia? I
think it's a very solid game. But in a film, for example, you need to spend a lot of time trying to get the viewer to identify with the protagonist before you can threaten them with things. But in a video game, you're automatically in a position to be able to threaten us, because then we'd have to...
materially involved.
Yeah. Hey, that's a bad guy.
What the... Alright, zoom in on him again like that. Alright. Just...
Oh, I think I was using the sniper thing.
I think that might be the best way to shoot the missiles. Alright, that's... You're damaging him, I don't think you have... Yeah!
Bitch.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, you don't want to die here? Should have thought of that.
Yeah. All out of don't want to die here.
Yay, I'm not paying attention to the objectives whatsoever, but apparently we won.
So I told you it's easy to fucking miss those when you're sitting goofing around and doing other shit.
So I think there is a lot of indie horror games these days, but they're all based on pace jump scare, like the Slender thing. It's the easiest formula in the world.
There's a 2D thing that I downloaded recently.
Lone Survivor?
Yeah, I think that's it. What did you think of that?
It did remind me a bit of Silent Hill 2, a bit oblique, mind.
Do you think there's a benefit to that, though? Again, the lingering scare, darkness there but nothing more. I think the oblique method might be a little bit better way of going about it.
What I did find interesting about Lone Survivor is that rather than a lot of horror games which sort of model themselves on the Orpheus thing, where you descend into the underworld, Lone Survivor sort of starts with you in the underworld, but then sort of spirals outwards to explore it and constantly return to the central point, which is an interesting approach. A bit more philosophical, perhaps.
Well, and I like the idea of waking up in a world that's completely. I like. There's a few moments in The Mouth of Madness, where things are clearly fucking weird, but nobody else is acknowledging it. And I've had, like, some of my worst nightmares have been that, where there's something fucked up, like something corrupting everything around you, and nobody else seems to notice.
That was the basis for the third game in my Mythos adventure game series, Trilby's Notes. Because the first game's about you having to team up with strangers to defend against a mutual threat that's haunting the house. And the second game was about having to fight a threat that no one else believes is supernatural, and they think it's all you or something. But the third game was about being stuck with a threat that only you know exists and isn't manifesting to anyone else.
God, imagine being legitimately mad. Like, imagine that being, like, just, you know, you perceived that. You know, like, the reptilian resistance folk, or, you know, this really bad schizophrenics.
It would be like They Live, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that one of your, like, nightmare scenarios, then?
Yeah. Like, the idea of something
Everyone's got
like that. Not They Live, but, like, exactly, but, like, just something happening and me being the only one that seems to be aware of it. Not like it's a secret or a cover-up, but, like, imagine if there was just a big blinking eye on the wall, like a giant cyst, just looking at everybody, and nobody else acknowledged it.
Yes, we were talking before recording about that one room in Silent Hill 4, where you just walk in, and it starts with the camera facing you, but then you walk into the room, camera changes, big massive face of your NPC support character.
And it's not
stuck to the
acknowledged, you
wall.
can't look at it, the game doesn't seem to say anything's weird about it, and I think that's a fantastic way of transferring a creepy sense within universe to a sense of creepy, you know, into the non-diegetic.
I think Silent Hill 2 does that as well. It's like the whole sequence where James Sunderland sticks his hand down a toilet. Just he almost feels detached from the world around him. That's part of his characterization, I suppose.
For, you know, good reason.
Yeah, his character almost seems a little bit dense.
But it is like that dream thing, you know,
So, what are we doing now? I guess we're just checking this thing out.
follow the yellow brick arrow.
Check out nav point. Can do.
Because, yeah, very few games have really given me that kind of, you know, fear thing where I'm actually legitimately scared.
Yeah.
And making me jumps easy because I'm just high strung.
Yeah,
Like,
I hate playing games that I know is just going to do jump scares, but I hate jump scares. They make
what'd
me
you think of Outlast?
After there's a jump scare, I always feel kind of cheated.
Yeah.
It does rely on the jump scare a lot.
Yeah, I thought Outlast. I mean, again, I think I don't want to come off as though I hate jump scares as a thing entirely. Like, I don't mind them. I think they
can certainly add to an horrific atmosphere, but you need a bit more.
And I think, like, in a game like Outlast, I think to a degree they work to reasonable effect, because a chunk of the game is a clear threat to your immediate physical well-being. So,
Well, it's good to have, like, just sort of panic state.
yeah, like,
And I
you know, the
remember-
idea of something suddenly being in the doorway
How do I get-
triggers the brain of, oh god, that might be an actual enemy I have to hide from. So I
do
think
I
there's degrees to which jump scares in like video games kind of work a little better than
How
they
do
do
I
in a
get
film.
past this big wall?
Look at the little super map down the bottom.
Are we supposed to just...
Look at the map down the bottom.
Yeah, I'm looking
Yeah, okay,
at
now
it.
follow the darker areas so you can go around this cliff.
I'm trying.
You're not, you're just going at the cliff.
Yeah.
Okay, look at the, okay, you see how there's like the black?
Yeah.
And you see how on the right-hand side of the little thing it goes up and around? Like, maybe follow that. Do you think there's like a map screen, perhaps? Yeah, look, see? Keep going up. And then there's a little arch. Okay, the mini-map down the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, see? There you go.
That wasn't intuitive.
I have a very good sense of direction.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
So says the guy who was playing Metal Gear Solid 3 last week.
Yeah, well, I couldn't see. I couldn't see the dudes that were attacking me. That was a problem.
I could.
Honestly, it must have been the light hitting the TV, because I couldn't see butt-fuck shit. It was infuriating.
But fuck shit.
Yes, that's the worst kind of shit. It kind of comes out squidgy.
Yeah, and all over one's willy.
Butt stuff.
Oh,
Prep for it.
here's where everyone went.
There you go, you silly Billy.
Hey, guys!
I do like Kojima's thing of, like, peeing and shitting pants scary being kind of different levels. Like, I mean, what do you think? Like, I think it's an odd
Well,
difference to point out.
Well,
Like,
I
don't think
associate shit yourself scary with a spontaneous like thing, and I associate piss yourself scary with a slow build-up because you've been holding it in too long.
something's only shit myself scary if I have to shit. Like, I think that's a significant, like...
Is it possible we're overanalyzing what was probably just a throwaway comment?
Never!
Damn.
We will deconstruct Kojima-san.
Damn, he beat me up a lot.
Ow.
Perhaps I should try out this sniper.
I think that turret's behind a wall. But yeah, you should probably do that. Yeah, probably put it something at this rate. Like, yeah, like, strafe around it, see if you can find it. What else happened this
there's
week?
one.
What else you got up there? Techland stepped away from Dead Island due to creative differences.
Yes.
In quotes, there were a lot of moments when we would disagree with the creative vision of the project, and have now switched to Jaeger.
This sniper rifle kicks ass.
Sweet. So, okay, you can probably tell me who's what in that.
Okay,
did Techland do the first Dead Island?
Techland did the first Dead Island.
Uh-huh.
Which of the dodgy pre-rendered trailer that didn't have anything to do with the rest of the game. And
So
now I'm wondering because they were saying that they're stepping away from Dead Island 2 because during Dead Island, they got a quote here, there were a lot of moments where we would disagree on the creative vision of the project. So maybe,
that's interesting.
So I don't know if they were on the pre-rendered trailer side or how the game turned out side.
It'd have to, it'd have to be the pre-rendered side then, if that's the problem.
Am I shooting this?
Yeah, a little puff, see?
I guess, but it's not being damaged at all.
Yeah, that's not hurting a lot. Do you have rockets?
No, I think we've run out.
Oh well, just... strafe and shoot. That's doing, yeah, that's going there.
That's losing health, certainly. Oh, there's a mobile attacker. I'll keep him on my flank because I got more shield there.
Oh, so you got different sides of shield.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, that'll do it.
Boom! Now you dead.
Now to snipe, I think. Oh, bum. Oh, you got a short
To be
range
fair, you're
weapon.
trying to like snipe like two, from a moving target to a moving object to a moving target.
Yeah, do it all the time in the Marines.
Yeah. I have over 100 confirmed kills. Nice.
That got him.
You're not hurting him much.
He's not losing.
Get your regular bullets out. I think maybe you hit him. Try hitting him in the little yellow bit.
There's a thought.
What if, Yahtzee? What if you hit the glowing part?
Miss.
Oh, tense. Ah! Wu-Tang!
That's how you do it.
Fucking killed that dude.
Yeah.
Hit your enormous glowing fuel supply.
We're kings of the undersea world. Ah, there's another.
You shoot, I spot. We're a team.
Yes, but Jaeger Development, who
What's
are taking
Jaeger?
over Dead Island 2, they're the guys who made Spec Ops The Line, of course.
Yeah.
It's one of my favourite games of recent years.
Yeah, I played that recently.
I'm not sure what they can do with the zombie game, though. Kind of tired at this point.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold out much hope they're going to somehow turn the game into a revolution.
Nah.
So I think, to be fair to Dead Island, I came in, and I think this is, again, the issue of the trailer, is I came into Dead Island expecting something very different, and what I got was, like, Borderlands with zombies.
Yeah, basically.
Which, in and of itself, it's not a bad thing, it's just I sort of was expecting the kind of emotional journey that the trailer took you on.
Apparently they're making Dying Light next. Same guys.
Okay, what? The same guys who did what?
Same guys who did Dead Island, well, Techland.
Oh, right, so Techland are making it.
Oh, bam, I died.
Well, here's hoping they can do something a little closer to that original trailer, 'cause
I wouldn't hold out much hope. Dying Light's a big old, I think it's X-Bone, big title.
Oh.
So it'll probably be lowest common denominator shit.
Have you played Destiny?
Yes, but I'm doing a review for next week.
Ah, okay.
So shut up.
Can't give away spoilers. I don't know. I haven't played it. I haven't barely heard of it. It's completely off my radar these days. I'm settling nicely into my grumpy old man game hipster.
Okay, that orange bit is the cockpit, apparently.
Ah.
Put all their explosive in there. Seems like a design flaw.
Those are poorly armored.
Okay, well now we know where we are. Let's do this properly. Yes, Spec Ops The Line. You know what Spec Ops The Line did well? Player-protagonist disconnect to create a sense of horror and unease.
Yeah, and stuff that I didn't know was happening either. Like, I did not see that coming until probably quite close to when it actually occurred.
That's the best kind of twist.
Yeah, because it really played it straight for quite a while. And you're just like, oh, I'm Military Joe. And then it slowly started, like, that's the thing. It established the trope from that it then started to pull out from underneath.
What I do like about it is that it does, like, force you to do the things that the player character wants to do, but player character's making really dodgy decisions all the time, and you sort of, like, you start to, like, grow in distrust for him.
Yeah.
Because the things he's seeing might not be what you're seeing, and he's saying, hey, let's use white phosphorus. And there is no way to proceed without doing so. This sort of makes you more resentful of the guy. The game ends with you deciding whether or not to shoot yourself in the head, and really hard decision for me.
What did you wind up doing?
Well, first of all, I shot myself in the head, obviously.
Okay, so wait, when you're talking, okay, so spoilers for anyone who hasn't played it, go away.
Nice warning.
Yeah, well, I'll fucking do it now, but I'll do it in an insulting manner.
Well, we already said it ends with shooting yourself
Well, see,
in
it
the
didn't
head.
for me.
Didn't it?
No. That's why I'm interested in how you got to that conclusion, because mine ended quite differently. I didn't shoot myself, I shot him. Or, you know, him in inverted commas. And then the next scene was just a bunch of military police coming to pick me up at the compound.
Yeah, I looked at all the other endings after I'd done that one.
Yeah, and I had a choice of whether I had to put my weapon down or go out in a blaze of glory, and I decided and put my weapon down.
Well, technically there's three choices. You can put your weapon down, you can go out in a blaze of glory, and the blaze of glory can either end in you winning or being killed.
Oh, so you can even fight your way out?
Yeah.
Huh, that's good. See, I thought it was going to be a definite set death sort of thing.
So that's a total of 4 endings, I think.
And I think yeah, because it doesn't tell you, it doesn't really, like, tell you when you're doing a major, like, it doesn't go, here is a decision, like, you can kind of pick them a little bit, but it doesn't sort of go, here is a decision that will affect the ending, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, Silent Hill 2, again, does that a lot. There's a lot of little things that affect what ending you're going to get. But a lot of later Silent Hill games tried to recreate the effect of having the different endings, particularly the Western developed ones like Silent Hill Homecoming. But the problem with those ones is that they actually try to recontextualize the game in the endings.
Yeah.
Like in some of them they were saying, oh, it was a dream all along, or in some of them they were saying, oh no, it was real, and then aliens invade. That sort of thing. But in Silent Hill 2, the plot's always the same, the twist's always the same, the ending is just the different ways James Sunderland can redeem himself.
Yeah, like, it's interpretations of the events, not complete recontextualizations of the events.
Yes. Do you want to pick as a question? Getting close to the end, but we didn't do questions last time, so might as well.
Alrighty. Yahtzee, how did you learn to create video games? What programming language or game engine or whatever did you use to make your games? And that question comes from Pastry.
Well, the first thing I tried making games in, very first thing, was like on the Commodore 64. I just learned how to use BASIC and made really simple text-based stuff, like input a $sign. Like, I do a little, like, choose your own adventure story. You're in a room, there is a flaming torch. And I go to the next room and there's a puzzle, but I didn't really understand programming to a great extent, so I just go, did you pick up the flaming torch in the last room, yes or no? And you just have to trust people there. Because, hey, it works for fighting fantasy books. Then after that I had an Amiga and did a bit of experimentation with a program called the Graphic Adventure Creator, or GAC, which was released by a shareware company a while back. Blubberheads. And then on PC, first I started using Visual Basic, because that's what they had on the computers in my school tech lab. Again, rather technically inefficient. And then eventually discovered Adventure Game Studio. Because I just wanted to make adventure games for a while, because that was the only games I was interested in back in those days.
Good for narrative.
Then I gained interest for different kinds of games, and so I gradually transitioned from making non-adventure games in Adventure Game Studio to using stuff like Game Maker and Unity.
Nifty.
So at the moment I mainly use Game Maker, because I've tried like messing around with 3D and stuff like Unity, but just seems like a bit of a faff to me.
I don't think it's necessary these days. You know, I think good 2D can express as much as 3D, really.
Well, quite.
I mean, 3D was a fantastic development, necessary, and I think you can do a lot with it. I'm not going to say one's better than the other, but...
It depends on what you want to do, right?
Yeah.
Like, for example, Sonic and Castlevania are two franchises that just do not get on well with 3D when they apply their core game mechanics.
Yeah.
Because Sonic's very fast-paced. It's hard enough having to worry about 2 dimensions.
I think some of the stages in Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 managed quite well, but...
If you say so.
I enjoyed those games.
Well, I am aware that you are a massive rose-tinted Dreamcast fanboy.
No, I have played them more recently, and a lot of them still stand up, because they basically, they'd use a 3D a lot of the time for presentation purposes, and retain a degree of 2D sort of gameplay style.
So, yeah.
I mean, I haven't played, like, what was the most recent thing? The one on the Wii, or the Wii U? I don't know, now there's Sonic Boom or something coming, I don't know.
Sonic Colors?
Colors, yeah. I didn't play much of that, I played a little, I don't know. I don't know if really to pass comment on it.
Okay, do we remember what's in here?
I've been fiddling around with a text adventure maker.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it in Form 7?
No. It is... I can't remember.
Okay.
I was fiddling around with Quest at first, but that was getting a little fidgety and annoying, and now there's this other one that I'm using that's seeming fun and allowing me to do the things I wanted to do.
I happen to know a couple of text adventure makers. Can you tell me anything else? Is it in Form? Is it TADS?
No. It's one that's not a lot to do with, like, using, like, coding language or anything like that. Because that stuff's a little bit beyond me. Like,
So, in Form 7 then?
Hang on,
in Form 7 is the program where you basically type grammatically correct sentences.
Oh, I'll look that one up.
And they get made into a game.
I'll just Google it.
Like you type something...
It wasn't Quest. I was fiddling with Quest, but
Didn't you want to make a fighting game a while back?
Well, yeah, but I'm trying to work my way up. Like, you started really fucking early.
Yep, certainly did.
Yeah, whereas, I started, like...
I started fidgeting with... there's a limit to what learning a text adventure will teach you. But, whatevs.
I think it might be Adrift I'm using now.
Oh, Adrift, yeah, that's another one I know. Oh, that's a baby language, Adrift.
Yeah, I'm a baby. It's baby steps, Yahtzee. You start simply, you build.
Some tools, it's like trying to learn the piano on a Fisher-Price plastic toy. That some tools just aren't going to teach you much.
The primary goal is to make a thing.
Okay.
For the moment, so like that's...
You could just write a choose your own adventure book if you're going to use Adrift. Look at me being a big language snob.
Why you gotta be a dick? I'm literally like a beginner. And I'm not pretending I'm not a beginner either. I'm not going, I'm rather familiar with the adventure game makers. I use Adrift. I mean, I'm just sitting here going, I literally don't know what I'm doing, so I'm picking the easiest one.
Okay. I don't think you'd learn a lot more trying to make your own text adventure engine in BASIC or something than you would using something like that.
Oh, dude, that is I need to understand what a daunting sentence that is for someone who is just completely unfamiliar. Like, you were using BASIC and shit back fucking ages ago.
Yep.
So that's I think I've looked at BASIC once. I was just like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder what things that come naturally to me.
Well, nothing comes naturally, but you've been practicing for a long time.
That now comes naturally to me would be lost on other people. Like the basic idea of typing something and in a programmable structure and having it execute.
Yeah, I do not know.
Oh, come on.
You're gonna need to... Okay, use the sniper rifle to shoot his little glowy bit.
I will. I think I'm about to die, though, because I...
Ooh, yeah, you're fucked. You're gonna lose again, home slice. But basically, this is more of an execution, because, I write more essays. I'd like to sort of do something more creative, and I thought, well, rather than just... Oh, it was so close. That was a good distance, too.
Look at me using cover in a
fight. Yeah, gonna go and get you. Oh, he's hiding his little bit. Where is it?
You bastard, show me your bit.
Oh, so close. You're gonna die.
Yeah, probably. Maybe one more question?
Ha! Nice. Alright, what do we got?
Me am the best. Don't think about
Why does this channel still not have an image thing?
Because I cannot be asked.
Should just be a picture of your new couch.
And I don't want to take this so seriously that it stops being fun. That's partly why I don't want to monetize it. Well, I did something I've never done before.
I think it'd be good for you to monetize it and then just not give a fuck.
I did something I've never done before today. I looked at the direct messages to my YouTube channel.
Huh.
And quite a few of them were like, I presume, you know, spam bots that automatically get sent to people with a lot of subscribers that saying, hey, would you like to monetize this channel? Blah, 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 blah. We can offer you blah, 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 blah. It's probably just phishing scams, but, you know.
We're from Nigeria.
We should
do like a we should do a season of this week. Oh, you're gone.
Oh well.
Completely sell out.
Well,
We'll start doing promo work for like various companies.
No, this was quite enjoyable for a game I've never played before.
Yeah,
Perhaps I'll play it a bit in my spare time.
It seemed solid. The controls seemed responsive. It had stuff. There was some plot there, some neck things that spiked my curiosity.
So what did we learn today, Gabriel? I learned that if someone steals your car, you should probably just sit in the passenger seat and passive-aggressively moan.
Just go where they're going. If they stole your car, they probably have a better idea of what to do with it than you do.
Yes.
You know, that's what this game has taught me.
Take this bus to Albuquerque, you say? Well, that's probably a much more interesting place than the shops. Good idea.
You seem to have more direction in your life than I do. That sounds like a lot of fun. I've never been to Albuquerque. It could be fun.
Aquanox. It was a pun on equinox. Was that clear? Big deal.
Yeah.
There's one character rapes another character, but then they're just kind of mates after that. It's kind of weird. Both male, I should add.
Yeah.
For anyone accuses us of talking light about rape.
Only when it happens to men. That's
yes,
the rule.
That diffuses everything when it's only about men, doesn't it?
The worst part is, I have that attitude toward myself, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, if I hurt myself or something, I just go get up and walk it off. And I usually do, and I'm okay. Like, if I was, you know, like, if something bad happened to me, I'd go, just, you know, you can deal with this.
That explains why you wanted to snuggle after I sodomized you.
Yeah.
Alright, game.
Hank bellows.
Yes, I see what you did there. We're below.
Below.
Also, if you take the S from Hank and put the S on the front of Hank, it becomes Shank, which is a kind of knot the sailors use.
Huh.
I think.
This is Captain Hank Bellows.
Yeah, blah 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 blah. Basically, this guy's being attacked and he wants us to come and rescue him.
Okay.
We have to get out of our freighter and get in the scout ship and go off after his signal, but this unfortunately leaves the whole freighter unmanned. Maybe bear that in mind.
Okie dokie. I think, like, getting back to the intro and how long it went and how I asked if it was, like, show not tell.
These are bad crabs, apparently.
Yeah. They look like the leeches from Resident Evil 0.
Well, I did watch this earlier, and the story is we're like some young guy whose father went off to become a undersea pirate or something.
Like in Sequest.
Undersea adventurer, and we were left with some kind of freight business with our grandma. And our grandma's dead, and now we're alone, and we're going to explore the seas in our family freighter thing.
Sequest fans are some of the rarest of sci-fi fans. If you find one of them, get your Master Ball out, because, you know, Farscape fans, fairly rare, but you will still see a fair few of them. Stargate's gotten way bigger than I ever thought it would be, but
yeah, that went on a curious path, didn't it?
Stargate.
Yeah.
It had some great episodes. You know,
starts with James Spader, ancient aliens in the film and stuff. Then it becomes like a military operation thing, going to like different worlds. Then it went to space as well, didn't it? Then it became a space series.
Yeah, well, well, that's the thing. I think the series evolved quite well. Like, by the end of it, humans had, you know, like starships and shit. And they actually had kind of like an Enterprise thing going with a dude with a captain and a chair and all that. And I kind of like that. Like, you know, I mean, there's probably purists out there who'll say that was when it started to suck. But I watched a lot of the Ori series, and I thought it was actually quite novel.
Dad's walking out on us.
Daddy, no!
We made a necklace out of Grandma's arms. Mini games.
Constraints create creativity.
Yes, we've said that.
Yeah, that's the point.
And I just, you know, we were running out of games we could just think of offhand, so I thought, let's take this opportunity to expand our horizons a bit.
A stimulus.
Yes.
It does a body good.
So when my word was boat, my first thought was, hey, what's the German word for submarine?
Boot.
Unterseeboot, or U-boat.
I do love, like, the German word for boat is just undersea boat. Like,
submarine.
Yeah.
Yes, so I thought, let's think outside the box and do a game about sub-oceanic exploration.
I love horseshoe crabs.
So we're playing Aquanox. Set in the future, it's like a space sim except you're underwater.
They're fucking delicious.
And there's this whole plot about crabs or something.
Yeah, horseshoe crab.
Yeah.
It's great because we need their blood. It's apparently based around, I think, cobalt, if memory serves. It's milky, kind of blue. It is how we, I think, test for bloodborne pathogens or something. Like, we use it a lot, like, because it will go apeshit in the presence of any kind of infection. Like, it's amazing. We can't sort of harass it out of them, and we need them alive. So we kind of alien abduct these things, drain them quietly, and then just put them back in the ocean. Like, we don't sort of, we can't take all the blood out. We need them to, like, keep going.
Okay.
So it's this regular thing. We fucking just take horseshoe crab and, you know, quietly drain a little bit of blood out of them and then plonk them off back into the ocean.
Well,
great necklace. Makes me feel safe. Like I'm in grandma's.
Okay,
I'm in grandma's arms.
Okay, let's listen to his words so we can mock him for them.
Found a grave on the sea floor by following the tracks of an angel. That was her.
I can't hear him really.
He said something about following the tracks of angels, so I guess we're going into Bioshock territory as well.
Contracts were few and far.
Christ is actually a giant undersea organism, somewhat related to the orca.
Yeah. Or
Leviathan.
he's actually a cluster of sea slugs.
Have you, like, how far through, are you still reading Illuminatus?
Yeah, I've about 80% through, I'd say.
Alright, well, yeah, you'll come across Leviathan then.
Yeah, some of the segments I'm just sort of glazing, my eyes sort of glaze over as I read them. But there's all sorts of underwater weirdness going on.
It's a book of a lot of weirdness. Honestly, my dream is for Illuminatus to be the next big show after Game of Thrones. That or Dune. I think Game of Thrones would be a good test concept. If you can do Game of Thrones, I think a Dune series would be really fucking
I
nice.
think Illuminatus might alienate the larger audience.
Yeah, I know. Like that's my far off fantasy.
I mean, it is like quite centered around sexuality in many ways, but hell, Game of Thrones has all that rape, I suppose.
Rape, incest, just tits out generally.
Thing is that Illuminatus sort of makes the point that, you know, sex isn't really a big...
I don't need anybody else. When I think about you, I touch my voice box in order to communicate.
My goodness, Stephen Hawking's in the room.
Yes.
Would you mind explaining a brief history of time in maybe like a sentence, because I couldn't get through 2 pages of that.
Shit is big, yo.
Oh, well, I'm afraid Stephen Hawking's going to have to go now on his helicopter wheelchair, because it's time for Let's Drown Out, and Gabriel needs to come back in.
Bye-bye.
Man, Stephen Hawking's a dick.
Yes, I'll have to repair that hole in the ceiling later. Hello, we're playing Aquanox 2, Revelation. Because,
A sequel to the thrilling must-have game Aquanox.
Many tales of the land without sky, and it seemed to me as if my grandmother.
this intro goes on for fucking ages, by the way.
Okay, does it at least do a little bit better of a job of showing instead of telling?
Well, not really.
That's
Because
fantastic.
this was PC gaming in the
No, how old is this?
very early 2000s, I think.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of this. Completely.
Yeah, well, I knew its name, but I never really played it. But because I'd been given the random word boat, I didn't want to be too obvious and play something like Wind Waker, like a game that I like and know I'm really familiar with. I thought someone asked me why I introduced the word system, and when I could just pick games that I know and like. But the thing is, I know so many.